Just give us a minute here, chat. Just running a little bit late. Just give me 1 minute and we'll be ready to go. I hope you guys are ready. We got to talk about a lot of rebalances. The gear set, Chrono Fage being reworked. That's going to be kind of huge. Maybe we'll consider farming it now.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Knights of Teleria podcast. This is episode number 104. We've got a lot of things to talk about this week in Raid. We got some balance updates for champions, the gear set being fixed. We finally have the first week of free gear removal completed, and I want to get some thoughts and feelings back on that. Before we go too far, though, let's introduce my co-host for today's podcast. In the top red box, representing our free-to-play content creator community, Mr. Final Campachi. Ken, what is going on, brother? How are you?
Doing good. Glad to be back. Last week I couldn't made it, guys. I was a little bit sick. It took literally 1 week, but I'm good now. So good to be here. I hope you guys doing good as well. So let's get started.
Let's go. Let's go. Glad to have you back on, man. Glad to have you back on. Hope you're feeling way better. Next up, all the way from Texas, the dab master himself, Mr. Zero Brew. Which, by the way, guys, let's get a happy birthday in the chat for Mr. Zero Brew.
Oh yeah,
who turned
happy birthday.
42 today. Or
Yeah,
not
right.
today,
Oh, damn.
Friday.
Happy birthday.
No.
Ah,
way off. 48. I'll show you my
I was
age.
trying
48.
to be nicer. I was only
I
trying to
know
make
you're
older
being
than me,
nice.
not
You're being
6
nice.
years.
You leveled up.
I leveled up. I
Exactly.
did level up. Yeah, it was on. Michael Jackson and I share the same birthday, which is August 29th. And then my wife says, "Oh, that tells me a lot about you." I was like, "Hey, what does that mean?" So, yeah. So it was a good weekend. I had to work because I just started my new job, so I didn't take the day off. Normally, I probably would have taken the day off. We had the nice long weekend, but did an all day football thing, and the wife decorated and food and. Somebody made wings and first of all, they made 17 pounds of wings and they made 9 different flavors to bring it over for the birthday. And we watched football all day. So
17
Nice.
pounds?
17 pounds of wings
Jeez.
smoked.
That's not bad. I
Legit.
I could probably take about 5 pounds myself. That's not bad. That's not bad. I'm a big boy. I can eat. But I got to ask you, if there's similarities between you and Michael Jackson, can you moonwalk?
I can attempt. But given my age, I might pull a hamstring. So let's not try that today.
All right. Next up, giving it up to our 5-headed thinker, Mr. JR Star 3. Jay, what is going on, brother? How are you?
Doing good, pretty good, man. Just finished Donatello Fragment Summon. Just been grinding, raiding a lot, helping a lot of other players in the community, and playing other games like I usually do. But I'm definitely excited because I want to talk about Chrono Fage and other things in raid as well. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming. I want to get a quick update from chat. What are we thinking while I'm introducing everybody else here? What are we thinking about the Relic Pass? Next up, bringing it all the way to lovely LA. Mr. Gestel Gaming. Gestel, what's going on, bro? How are you?
I too just finished Donatello. Very excited about that. I skipped champ training. I don't know. I figured that was the one to skip, or I also hate champ training. But excited to have I guess it's my second turtle, but excited to have 2 turtles and use them together now.
Nice, nice.
Which one is your first? Ten Michelangelo.
Michelangelo?
Yeah.
Excellent.
True.
All right.
I was expecting Leonardo or something like that from the guest star, So
Yeah,
Shredder.
I
voids.
have been wailing lately.
Oh God, those voids were literally killing me. God. And last but not least, our favorite late night low spend player, Mr. MXPJE. PJ, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Doing awesome. Happy to be back. No UFC this weekend, but there was start of college football and baseball's ending pretty soon. So all these games are pretty important. So I've been catching up on that. Big Yankees fan. But as far as Raid, yeah, we got lots happening in Raid, and can't wait to talk about it with you guys. Should be a good one.
Awesome. All right. I'm gonna ask Chad a question first. You're gonna notice a little more baldness up here. I'm not wearing my red hat. I got a comment that it's about time to change it. I'm going to ask you guys, what color should we go with for the new hat? And remember, I got a green screen behind me here.
Green.
So
Green.
if we go green, it's going to look like I got half a head. Although maybe we can do something cool with, like a brain or something coming out. I don't know. But I think it'd be kind of cool. But let me know, guys. What do you guys think we should do for a new hat? All right. Let's talk a little bit about I want to start with the meat and bones of today's podcast, which is going to be the Relic Pass. Now, they told us that this is going to be, from what I understand, 3 different tiers, right? They didn't say price. They didn't say what we're going to get out of it. I'm guessing we're hopefully going to have something as similar as the Forge Pass, but Relic Pass, just initial thoughts, not knowing what is going on. What are your thoughts on it? Good, bad? I mean, I knew I was anticipating another step of monetization because of the free gear removal. And I kind of think we hit it off a little bit here. But let's go to Ken first. Ken, what are your thoughts?
I'm a pay to get Forge Pass again.
It's-
Oh, did you see
yeah.
the relics? Oh boy, oh my god, they are so sexy, guys. Like, I mean, they are very strong, man, and they are probably going to be paywall on the Forge Pass, so it's going to be tough to get them as a free to play. They said they are going to put them on the event and the tournament as well, but I'm guessing it's not going to be easy to obtain them over there, or worst case scenario, probably going to be tournament leader position, top 3,
Yep.
I mean, again, I'm not gonna spend money. You guys know me, so doesn't matter. They are gonna sell it for the $100, $200. Doesn't matter how many tier there. I really don't care. But it's a more power creep. Obviously, they are very strong. Even the rares are very strong. So
Right. Okay. Gessel, what about you, man? What are we thinking about a paid version of the Relic Pass?
Yeah, I don't. I guess, and there's 2 tiers of it too, right? And I don't think it's
Right.
an extra tier where you get a whole bunch of points to level you up faster. I think it's another tier. I may be wrong. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, it worries me. I don't know. It kind of stinks for the free to plays, right? And then it pushes someone like me who's really trying not to spend. And it's frustrating. I've had 0 luck with these stupid relics, man. The fact that you hit a red off a blue while I was sitting here watching you before a thing, boggles my mind, bro. Boggles my mind. I still don't have a mythic relic. Still. And I've had, I don't know how many hundreds of, reds that I've pulled. 20 at this point, and I still don't have one. So it's frustrating, bro. It's frustrating, and this is just and it's not like you're guaranteeing to get a mythic relic either. It's mythic shards for some more RNG. Are you really gonna get I just feel like I'm just gonna keep getting freaking purples off these stupid mythic relic ones. So it doesn't thrill me. Give me a better way to get these stupid mythic relics. I don't want it to all be RNG. It's really
Right.
starting to bother me, man. It's really starting to bother me. So I'm not happy
But
about it.
even
I think it's
Evan do
nonsense, bro. Let me guarantee me to get one of these mythical relics, and whatever. Like, I know that doesn't sound good, but like the fact of the matter is, I still don't have one. Like, what the hell, man? I know people who have like 10. I don't have one.
It is
Yes, bro.
absolute crazy. I mean, I think the only person that ever got a guaranteed one was Crypto, right? And that's
for
because,
when?
yeah, that's because it was number one.
And it's got
for-
nerf.
Who was it? Yeah, and it got nerfed. Exactly. So
Crown.
yeah, so it is very, very disheartening to see all of these relics coming in. And then, with the last video that they released, they talked about a way to enhance the chances of getting either a legendary or a mythical or an epic one. And I'm at the point where I'm just like, I really only need 2 freaking relics. And to be quite honest, I only need 1. If I can get myself a damn magma shield for my Titus team, I would stop using the materials and just save them. But, I'm literally out here trying to craft every single time I can get one, trying to give myself like the highest chance I can. And it's just so bad because I will have so many freaking legendary ones. I mean, wands, who wants one? I'll give you one. I got a couple of extra aspects too. But yeah, I get you. PJ, what about you, man? What do you think?
Yeah, it's interesting that they're gonna add it as a force pass, kind of like people were talking about it. Depending on how much it is, like I usually buy the force passes, so if it's good value, I'll be looking to buy it. The extra tier though is kind of scary. I'm not sure how much they're gonna make it more, and I'm also wondering if there's gonna be like a free part of that or not. You just have to. It's just buying it.
So I do want to say I don't think that they're not going to do a free version of it because there is a majority of the player base that is free to play, and as much as we say,
They can.
Plarium doesn't
Sorry,
care
can I
about the
assist?
free to play. They still always give
No.
something to the free to play. Go ahead.
Sorry. Like the free-to-play version probably going to give like rare material instead of like mythical or Lego. So
Yeah.
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 So I mean, there'll be that, which will be okay for people. Yeah, the relics look really good. It just stinks, kind of like what Gestel said. Even if you buy it, you're not guaranteed to get a mythical, unless they guarantee you a mythical in the past. But if it's just the materials, you're not guaranteed. I'm with him. I pulled probably over 10, still no mythical relic, and it's really frustrating, especially when they said in the recent video that they're not looking to add a mercy system to this, which I think would be amazing. And yeah, they're like, oh yeah, maybe in the future we'll add boosting, who knows, maybe save, maybe don't save. Like it's just a big secret. Like if they said yes, there's something, then we'll go, okay, we'll save now. If they say no, then it's okay, then we'll pull now. But it's like this, like, oh, is there not? It kind of, the limbo kind of stinks.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. It's I guess it depends on how much they're gonna put it as a price as well. But either way, it doesn't matter. If you're free to play, then you're not gonna buy it, even if it's $10. Like, doesn't matter.
Right.
So yeah, it's kind of stinky.
Yeah. No. I'm hoping that the price for the platinum one is not going to be crazy. I think, we're probably looking at like a 20 for the gold, which is what it is for the regular Forge Pass, and then maybe 40 or at most on top of the gold pass. So I'm sorry, an extra 20 on top of the gold pass, so 40 in total to unlock the platinum. I'm thinking that's probably where we're going to be, because that's what I've seen in some other games when they do this kind of stuff. Again, and we'll talk a little bit about, I have an issue if we are not at least guaranteed, because when you buy the Forge Pass, you'll at least get a couple of mythical pieces, right? A pieces of gear at the end of it. If we don't get at least a guaranteed like legendary relic, if you're going to pay for it, I think that's going to be a shitty thing, right? Let's go ahead.
Wait, are you saying that you think, are we gonna have to buy the gold one to get the platinum one? Or can we just go from just the base to the plat?
So they said you can go from the base to the plat, right? So it says here, if you get the platinum right away, you'll get the benefits of the gold pass as well. But keep in mind that not every forge pass will be necessary to feature all 3 features at once. So you'll get the normal one, you'll get the gold, and then the platinum one.
Because there's no reason to buy the gold unless you just want to skip levels, right? So you just not get that one, you just get the plat.
I mean,
unless you want to skip the levels.
Yeah, it really depends, because the platinum one, I'm guessing the platinum is going to give you extra levels and maybe some extra crafting materials. But again, I'm actually trying to look up here what some screenshots of the regular normal pass is, unless like they name the features that you buy, like the extra 20 levels. If you buy them, is that considered the platinum pass? But I don't think that's going to be the case with this. Zero, what are we thinking, man? Are you going to start busting out your Amex?
No. So here's y'all all brought up amazing points. Here's what I'm afraid of. The way I read it is it's $20 for the regular one. And again, depending on the gear set, I think there's a lot of value in the $20 one. And I will repeat that. Again, I'm not trying to tell people that are free to play or low spend or whatever that they have to get the Forge Pass. So the way I look at it is the monthly gem pack, possibly the monthly shard pack are the best bang for your buck. And then Forge Pass, I would say is number 3 for the regular one. And I say the gold one's not even worth it, because the only thing the gold gives you, to my understanding, for an extra $20 is 25 levels. Now, if you don't have enough time to play the game and you just want to advance yourself that way, I guess that's the only thing. That, or you get the extra little bit of experience faster when you're farming, champ training. But like, to me, that's not worth the value at all for anything. And then I worry that if it's 20, 40, and then they're going to throw a platinum pass on top of it, it's going to be $60. And I look at the gold as completely worth it. So is this their way of forcing us to buy the gold and the platinum if you want to get the relics? So that scares the crap out of me. And I know you said that they said it's not going to be in every one or whatever, but I'll just say this, as someone who's purchased probably half of the Forge passes in the past for $20, I think there's a lot of value there. But I'm going to be very, very hesitant to go up to get your 20 and 40. Oh, and my joke for this feature is everybody asks for more ways to get relic and crafting materials. So here you go, cha-ching, open up your wallets.
Yeah.
Player found a way to get more of them into the game.
Right.
So that's my joke of the day. And then going back to what y'all said, I'm in the exact same boat. I have done every single live arena, and I've done, all kinds of whatever things. I've yet to pull a mythical relic. And I know when you do the live arena, you're getting a guarantee like 20% chance. So, but I've yet to pull one. And so I've even, and of course, with the new job thing, I'm really stepping back from the grind on that perspective. But I'm like, I'm skipping this live arena season. It's like, it's way too much time. It's way too much stressful. And at the end of the day, I've yet to get a platinum, or excuse me, mythical relic after getting the 13, 20 points. And so, like you said, yeah, I've gotten a bunch of wands, and that's great. And then the final thing I'll say to answer what you said, Blazin', I think they will guarantee a legendary, right? So if they gave you 100 mythical relics, you're guaranteed at least a legendary, because it'll be that 80%, 20% chance.
If
but
they're
I'm
giving
not
us 100 mythical relics, I'll spend $100 on it.
Wait, no, 100 mythical relics, 100 mythical whatever.
Materials.
What's the currency?
Okay.
Materials.
I was just gonna say, I was like,
One pull.
Yeah.
If they give us one pull for 40 or $60, yeah, playing from my perspective, I'm not opening my wallet for that.
The one
at
thing
all.
I don't like about that, though, is if that's their way of guaranteeing us a legendary, that's not even guaranteeing us a legendary in this group. That could be just another wand or aspect. It's like, I don't like, you should at least guarantee one from the Forge Pass group.
Yeah.
Well, and to be fair, with the Forge Pass, you do get like legendary and sometimes mythical, like a 9-piece set or a 6-piece set, don't you? When you do the $20 Forge Pass at the end.
I wonder what they're going to fill in.
Yeah, you get mythical or legendary gear depending on what it is. But yeah.
Yeah, so they could give us like an opportunity to get, one of these two things.
Okay.
That might change my mind.
I think we're definitely going to get the chance to at least get one legendary. It's just going to be which one, right? Maybe they give us an opportunity to pick one of the two. I want to address the YouTube side here real quick. I usually don't ask for likes on the videos, but we're going to be discussing about a lot of things today that are going to be important for especially a lot of the new player base to learn about. So if you can just smash the like button to help that algorithm so people come in and learn a couple of things that are going to be going on, I'd really appreciate it. That's the only time I'll try to show myself. Jay, what are we thinking about the Forge Pass? Not Forge Pass, sorry.
The Relic Pass. Man, it's true. I feel the same way with everybody. Like I still don't have a mythical relic either. But that's also my fault, right? I missed like 3 Chimera weeks. I also didn't push 1320. The max I've ever gotten was I think 1100. But just in general, like as a player, it's like yeah, I wish other games, right? Like, and I'm playing other games, so I'll tell you from personal experience. When you buy something, you're sometimes guaranteed things. I don't want to buy this to have a chance, right? Like, I would at least like to get something. Now, if we get a guaranteed, legendary relic, okay, right? But I could just imagine people wailing for this and still getting nothing. You don't want to mess up your customers like that, where they go, well, what the hell? I'm getting scammed. So at one point, I do like the fact that people who don't have relics, this is one way to help them, especially new players, right? Because they can't even probably do Chimera. So this is a way to get new people to slowly spend or low spend at least. And it can give people something that's hard to get, which we understand blessings and relics are very important in Raid right now. But at the same time, it's just adding more RNG to the game. Now we're going to talk more about the relics themselves to see if they're actually worth going for this. But in general, I think this is kind of like 50-50 for me. I'm not really like 51-49. I'm kind of like, I'm in the gray zone. It's just another raid step. That's how I look at it. Versus other games, you buy something and you actually get to choose what you would like to have. That I would like to see, but.
Right. And I think that's great. And that's a great idea. And Plarium, I know you're watching. And I would definitely love to see, give us, again, I feel like a legendary should be a must-have. And maybe, I will go right off the record and say, on the Platinum version, I don't want to see a guaranteed mythical at the end of it, right? Because that's going to just make things absolutely just way too much of a power creep for the pay to win or even the low spend players of being able to just automatically get one for whatever the platinum tier is. But I think you should definitely be able to get at least one legendary for the gold pass and one legendary for the platinum pass. Let's talk price ranges real quick. Where do you anticipate, and again, this is a whole new step of monetization for them. And this is the first time that they're going on a second tier. Where do you guys expect this to land? How much do you think the gold pass will be? How much do you think the platinum pass will be? Let's start off with PJ first.
So right now it's $20 for the normal pass.
Correct.
And then it's another $40 for the gold.
Correct.
I don't know. I really don't want them to make it crazy expensive because it's with this. So, and is this buying on top of? So you have to buy the gold and then buy this on top of it, or can you just buy the platinum pass right up?
You could just buy the platinum pass right out. I thought they said that you're going to be able and have the opportunity to buy the platinum pass right out there.
Okay. Because that would stink if you had to buy the gold pass and then you had to buy this like on top of that. That would be like, because then you're adding two things. I'm hoping, I don't know, $50, $10 more than the gold pass.
Okay.
Like,
and I think
it's still a lot.
It is, but I think that is a valid price range. Quite honestly, because you're getting a whole separate tier, you're getting extra, so it's basically getting two passes in one. Now again, we don't know what the rest of the rewards are going to be and what we're going to get.
On how they are,
right? But I think, and chat seems to pretty much agree between the $20 to $40 range. 20 for the first, 40 for the second one. That's already including if you just go right out and buy it. I'm seeing here 50 is another one. The curse says no more than 10. Screw you guys. I don't want to see it. Brother, I wish. But yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, and I'm thinking if the gold is 40, then they're not going to keep it the same as
20, not 40.
or 20. If the gold pass.
The gold pass
40.
is 20. No, it's 40 if you buy the extra stuff.
Or the extra stuff, yeah. So if the extra stuff is 40, they're not. I doubt they're going to make it less than that.
Right.
Wait,
So
Gold Pass is 20, but you have to buy the regular pass. So together they're 40.
No. The way the Forge Pass works, not the Relic Pass, the Forge Pass is it's $20 for the gold one. And then if you want to unlock the extra levels, it's an extra $20. If you want to get those rewards early.
Gold is gold. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I guess I look at it the wrong way. Right. Normal Forge Pass. Just okay. There's free Forge Pass.
Yeah.
You're right. $20 to unlock the full potential of the Forge Pass, and then $20 on
to buy
for
extra
the head
levels,
start.
or you know, it'll give you extra whatever. You can separate that if you need to just make up.
You know what it is? It's because when you see the pop up and you have the two prices, the one on the right, which is the $40 price point that gives you the extra stuff, is gold on that screenshot. That's why I'm questioning it.
Yeah. That sounds like a whale problem right there. Because if you're always clicking the right one and not the left one,
I've never clicked the right one. I'm just saying that's what it is visually.
Right.
Yeah. So probably 50 if that's 40 for total of that. Yeah.
Okay. Zero. What about you? What are you thinking price range?
Yeah, no, I think they should not increase kind of what they are currently doing, in my opinion, because I would love to. I know they are a stat-driven company. I would love to see the stats of the people paying the $40 for the head start, right? And so, in my opinion, it's 20 or nothing to get access to the Forge Pass. And if they're going to say, okay, here's this extra thing, and by the way, you're going to get, the features of that extra head start and all that stuff too. This should be on top of that, but around the same price point is kind of what I'm looking at.
Okay.
Me personally, I wouldn't want to see it more than 40, but I get that they think it's probably worth more than that. They may go like PJ said, up to 50 or something like that. But depending on what they give us, again, the value has to be there. So I guess the point of what I'm trying to say is at $20 price points, you're getting 5-star and 6-star or whatever glyphs. You're getting obviously the XP access. You get a whole bunch of extra materials, which can be converted over to silver. But now silver is not necessarily going to be a big issue anymore. It might be for some. But now that we have free gear removal, right? So that has technically less value. So it needs to have the value for their price point, and that head start is zero value for an extra $20 unless you just are someone that doesn't have the time to play the game.
Right. Let's get this one out of the way real quick and get a free to play perspective. Ken, what are we thinking?
I agree with the PJ, to be honest. Like $50 probably going to be most expensive one. I don't think they are going to pass the 50.
Okay.
So
all right, 50. I'm good with 50. I'm good with 50. Jay?
Well, when it comes to gear, right, for the Forge Pass, we have to think about gear is one of the most important things we put on our champions. When I think of a relic, bro, it's just like an add-on. It's like a blessing. Now, it is rare, but it's only one little thing. And some of the things that it does is not always 100%, right? They have limitations. So if they try to go $20, $40, $50, you're crazy. Unless you're giving us like tons of epics and legendary guaranteed, then you could value it that high. But if it's all RNG'd and it's only one, there's no way you could charge it. Like gear is gear. It gives you most of the stats anyways. A relic, we can't even get them to max level. I only have like 2 level 12. Who has 15s and 18s? Maybe 1 or 2 players. But we don't, like, you see what I'm saying? We were able to do that more often, and a lot of us had more capabilities of getting our relics higher to max level. Then I could see wanting to sell a relic pass at a higher number, right? But if we're at the community is at a certain place, you can't charge like $40, $50. That's insane. It's because it's only one piece that you put on your champ. It's not like a gear set that gives an effect and a whole bunch of other stats. So honestly, this thing should be at maybe gold pass, maybe 15, and then at max 30. There's no way 40-50. It's ludicrous. If they're doing 40-50, you know it's a scam. They're just making money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Can I
vote.
throw a counterpoint out there?
Hold on. I'm gonna
what if
vote
they were-
Jay. I'm gonna vote
Go
for
ahead.
Jay for Voice of Reason of the Year based on that.
Yes.
Go
Yes.
ahead.
No, and I was just gonna say, would you find it more lucrative? Again, we were talking about we don't even have enough resources to level up these these relics to their maximum anyway. I don't even know if one or two people might have, and that's it. If they replace all the silver in the Forge Pass with those extra resources to help you swap them out, level them up, and stuff like that, and maybe even some of the trinket, the gem slot trinket thingies, would you think that would be worth it?
So I don't think they're going to remove the silver. Quite honestly, now that we don't need silver to remove gear, I'm guessing that we're going to start getting more silver in events. Watch. I guarantee you that they're going to replace a lot more rewards with silver. But I mean, yeah, I would love to see more of the other stuff in there, like the basalts, like the star dust, maybe a couple of rare epic gemstones, something like that. Will it happen? I like to be optimistic, but I know Plarium well enough after 6 years to say my expectations are low.
I could see them having basalts, like 4-star basalts. I could see them having high star basalts in
I
the
think-
platinum one.
Yeah, the platinum tier, yes, I could definitely see that. But for like the normal stuff, I don't think so. I
Yeah.
think gold, you might unlock a couple of 3 stars, and that's about as far as you'll get. Let's go to Gesto. What are we thinking price range?
Yeah, I think price range. No, I guess really knowing nothing, right? Like we don't know how many fragments we're gonna get. We don't know what the other items will be in there. I feel like the Forge Pass, in terms of gear, is fairly robust. You get a ton of fragments to be able to roll a ton of different gear, and then you actually get gear too. So maybe we're gonna get a lot more than we kind of like thinking. Like to Jay's point, I feel like if we're like seriously guaranteeing 100, like are we really at this point where it's like Plarium's giving us 100 red fragments to roll one shot at a relic for $50? That sounds. I won't buy it if that's the case. That
But-
seems insane.
Hold on. Let me
That
place
seems
it to you.
insane to me.
I hear you, but let me ask you this then. Let me counter you with this. If you were to go into pity into primals, you're talking a minimum of $1,200. And you
We're
spend
comparing
that,
this to Forge Pass, though. This is Forge Pass
yes.
versus Forge Pass. So,
well,
like, I'm saying I get a lot more shots at getting a couple of I probably get a handful of mythical pieces if I do. I normally get Slayer and whatever the other one is, the Speed Instinct one, not Instinct, Ignore Defense
Righteous.
one, whatever
Yeah.
that is. Yeah.
Instinct.
Oh yeah, Righteous. Yeah, I normally grab that one too.
You're
So
right.
maybe I grab 3 of them. So, but you get you get a ton of shots at mythical gear, and you get and all the other gear, and then all the other stuff. Like as you guys were saying, I think you'll get all that. So I just feel like it's got to be more than one shot. I feel like if it's $50, that's just what I thought it was. Obviously, we don't know what it is. When I heard that there was gonna be that second step, I figured 20 for the first one, 30 for the second one. So
Right.
$50. That's what I was looking at.
Okay.
Not knowing anything, right? Not knowing anything, just figuring that's what Plarium's going for. They want that $50 spender. Most people are in this game for some reason are comfortable spending $50. I'm one of them, whatever. But I don't know. I just feel like it's got to be more robust. There's no way they're just giving us one shot. No way, one shot. Maybe I could see maybe like 5 shots, right? Like 500 mythicals for $50. I don't know. Is that crazy? Maybe. So then now you got a 1 in 5 of getting it. I don't know.
I think I could go for that.
Can I say something quickly?
Go ahead.
The reason I said $50, because if you looked at the relics, they are broken, dude. Like they are really broken. That's
Well,
why I said like 50. I mean, look at the mythical ones, like special, they are very broken. Like,
so
I mean,
we'll,
I don't know what.
we're gonna
I
break
mean,
these
like,
down.
you know what I see? I see potential nerf again. Like, that's what I'm seeing from them. They are
Okay.
seriously broken.
Okay. Well, we'll break these down real quick and we'll give our thoughts on them. But I want to set, I guess, a baseline of expectation of what we can expect with the Forge Pass as rewards, whether we're just free to play, gold, or platinum. I know we're gonna want a whole bunch of stuff, but let's set some expectations of what we expect. You know, for rares, for epics, legendary, and mythicals. Let me start off with PJ first. If you're spending, let's say, the $50 price point, what are you expecting to get out of the Forge Pass?
Yeah, I kind of I didn't really think about what Gessel said, but I kind of agree about the normal Force Pass. You're getting like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of materials that you can craft for gear, and then also add like mythical charms on top of that. Yeah, I don't know. I think there should be multiple chances at a mythical legendary or a mythical relic. Um, Multiple chances at legendaries, basalts I want in there, starstone I want in there, maybe gemstones, everything. I want all of it in there. We need all of the economy is so bad right now. We need more of everything. Definitely lots of craftings, no core hammers. Uh Yeah, I don't know. I
Okay.
think that it should be a multitude of resources and just not just one, like not just one summon. Like Gessel said, there we get in the other one you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of summons. So it's just tricky though, because it's like you're just widening the gap to spender and free to play. I mean, it's already so big, but it's just another power creep.
Right. Okay. Um, let's go to Dabmaster. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I think I completely agree. I think if they're expecting us to open up our wallets for this, the value has to be there. I feel like the value is there for $20 with everything that you get out of that. So it needs to match that if they're expecting us to drop 40 or 50 or 30 or whatever the number is going to be beyond the 20, right? So I think yes, multiple opportunities to get the mythical relics potentially. I mean, and then the other thing too, and I know they said they might consider this in the future, some sort of way to add charms to the pass or something like that, because it's in the forge, and you know you can add charms that kind of increase your chances of upping the level of the
Oh
artifacts as you roll
God,
them.
I hope that's not the case. I was hoping for an event or something like a 2x mythical or something like that.
Mm-mm.
You're
No,
talking
no, no.
about they're
Well,
gonna,
no,
oh God.
what I think they might do, because that's the other thing that's a huge pain in the butt. And I just did some mythical. Actually, I'm gonna roll a whole bunch of relics tonight. So that's gonna be I'm gonna turn that into a YouTube video. But that's beside the point. We rolled, and like 3 of the 4 rolls we got for the new event that's going were all standard groups. So I think they're going to potentially offer charms to put in the forge to say, okay, maybe it's a 75% chance, and 75% when you put, you know, uh, all the different ones that are outside of the standard group, maybe have a better opportunity to get what you're trying to actually roll.
Okay.
Too. So if that's something that they're thinking about in the future, those definitely need to be in this.
As
100%.
much as I like your thought process on it, I hate the idea because it's going to give us another resource that we're going to need to get, and it's going to take away from something else. But I do like the implementation. I just don't like what's going to happen. Guess so. What are you expecting, as a baseline to get out of this Forge Pass?
Well, yeah, like I said, I feel like it's got to be pretty beefy. You know, I would say 500 fragments, so 5 shots at a relic or at a mythic.
Okay.
So what, and it's a 20% chance, so that kind of should give you a fair shot at getting one. I think the gems would be great, different different sizes, whatever, different cuts, and then the basalts for sure. I think it's got to be very relic centric, kind of what they do with with the other Forge Pass with the gear. It's either stuff to help you kind of grow the level up the gear, or it's fragments, or in some cases it's even like the accessories, right? Like the amulets and rings and stuff. So so I would imagine it's going to fall in line to something like that. Yeah.
And I want to echo that, because I do feel like, the Forge passes for the gear sets are basically based to enhance your gear. And I don't really want to see like 5-star speed glyphs in this shit, right? I want to see salts. I want to see stardust. I want to see check-ins. I want to see some gemstones, stuff that is actually only going to help me increase my relics, right? Don't add the other nonsense crap in there. I don't even want to see silver, to be honest, but I know it's going to happen.
Oh yeah, the relic chicken things. Yeah, those things too, bro. 100%.
Jay, what about you?
I think they're definitely going to put all those resources. The thing is, there's going to be like spots like in between, right? They're not going to. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. They're not going to eat every single one's going to be an important stuff. They're going to put little things in between that are going to be like, you're like, oh, why is this here? Like silver, or maybe like a 5-star glyph, things like that. So don't be surprised if you see something like that. But I think overall, I think it should be. Yeah, I think this was right. Like probably 135, right? So like if you buy the gold, you should be able to get 3 chances. And if you buy the plat, you get 5 chances. And so 500 total, right, to go for the mythical. That's pretty much what we're all trying to do, is get new mythicals, new Legos, relics. So this is just another opportunity to help us. But at the same time, you have to think of like, okay, what about the person not being able to go all the way, like, and buy the gold and plat? So what would free to play get, right? Like if they get all the way to max, are they able to get themselves a guaranteed Lego, or do they get one shot at a mythical relic? So that just comes to the company how they want to do that. But I think 135 would be fair, but normally player probably will do 035. So I think that's what it's going to be.
All right. And, it really does suck that we see more of the negative side than anything else when it comes to playing Raid. And I guess it's more of like the amount of time we've been playing it, we know what to expect. I just want to say, with MTG coming in, they've been, almost 6 months now. I've seen some changes for the better. I'd like to encourage you to do more, right? Switch the dynamic of the community feeling always a negative sentiment towards something you guys are introducing that could be phenomenal. Ken, as a free-to-play, what are you expecting?
I agree with the Gestal and the J opinion. Like, it's going to be like, if you don't purchase, but if you still complete it, you are going to get 0 mythical, 0 legendary, and I believe 0 epic. The maximum thing you are going to get as a free-to-play probably going to be 100 material for the rare. Because, I mean, you guys purchase some Forge Base. You guys tell me, how many 5-6 star, if you complete the Forge Base as a purchase it, you can craft? Anybody know?
A lot. I think it's like, well, you can craft like 200 pieces of gear, and I think out of that, it's only like 20.
5-6 star, right?
Yeah.
As a free-to-play, if you complete the Forge Base with your spend the money, you can only craft 15. So
you're expecting a couple of extra Journal of Necrodos, or maybe the.
I'm expecting 100 rare material maximum.
Okay.
Maximum.
Okay.
Yeah, good luck to craft a mythical with that, of course. It's like 0.01%. Yeah.
I mean,
there's still chance, right?
That's true. That's true.
Amount of the how many mythical you guys going to get? Like, there's going to be 2 different tier, from what I understand, right?
Yep.
I believe if you purchase this cheap option, you are going to get 100 mythical, and if you purchase the expensive one, like the guest said, I'm expecting But it's also depends the price difference, which is we don't know. Maybe 300, maybe 500. I'm thinking.
Okay. Okay. So
But either way, I don't like. I mean, I know you guys struggling to craft the mythical, but I still don't like the idea of the spend money and the get guarantee. I don't like that. I'm sorry, I disagree with that. It's RNG end of the day.
I will say the guaranteed should be for a legendary, not a mythical. I think a mythical is too far. The legendary one,
I mean, legendary. Maybe mercy system would be nice. Like it can help. It still can be RNG, but at least mercy.
Yeah. Well, they've got no thought or no time frame on adding a mercy system. Actually, they pretty much said that they're not looking to add a mercy system. They're looking to enhance the ways to get them. And I think they're definitely going to go down the ways of Gestel, not Gestel, of Zero. Let's talk a little bit about some of these relics because I literally have not taken a look at them. I wanted to kind of just see what everybody else has to say before I fully made up my mind. Some of these do seem a little interesting. So we're going to start off with the Dread Bombs. Now, I don't like the fact that we're not seeing what the stats on them are going to be. So if it's going to be accuracy, resistance, speed, attack, or crit damage or whatever. Maybe with this one, they might add crit rate, which could be really nice to help us. But the Dread Bomb one, where it has a 10% chance to grant an extra turn when attacking, also ignores 10% of the enemy's defense when attacking during an extra turn, and it boosts up to 20%. I mean, for me, this screams out Rotos. Assuming that, the stats on it are attack-based champion support or defense-based champion support.
You can see the stat actually there in the test server, but you need to open the video, I think, from the seasons.
I
think it has crit damage first one, 40% or something.
So, okay.
20%.
So if that's the case, then I think this is a pretty strong relic. It definitely screams out Rotos. Marius, right? So what are we thinking here? Ken, how strong is this relic?
I mean, it's very strong, man. Like you said, like some extra turn champion. Like, to be honest, like any DPS champion can use that potentially, because there is also like merciless, extra turn set, like relentless set, stuff like that. But champion like Rotos is going to be amazing, obviously. And there was one more champion. Who was that extra turn? I really don't remember.
Gizmac.
The dwarf dude?
Gizmac. He's
Gizmac.
Yeah, maybe.
Can I ask a quick question? Is it
Embers?
any extra turn?
Mythical nuker.
Oh yeah, Embers.
Sorry, is it any extra turn or is it just an extra turn granted from this?
It's saying extra turn when attacking, so probably it has to be attack.
I would say any extra turn that you get, where it has a 10% chance to get an extra turn, where it also will ignore 10% of the enemy's target when attacking during an extra turn. So I expect that damage boost, that 10%, to work no matter what gear set you're using to get an extra turn or a skill set.
Okay, so I will just say, Playerm, if you're listening, if that's not how this is intended to work, please correct it. Right, the way I read it now, for example, Marius does his A3, he self-busts himself, the A3 shield gives him an extra turn, he goes into his triple hit A2, which is a giant nuke, then this should kick in and give him 10% ignored defense on top of what he's already bringing to the table. Is the way I read that. If that's not what they intend, and it needs to only be the extra turn from this relic specifically, then they need to add that language and correct it.
Right. And I think that's the way it's going to go, is no matter what extra turn you get. Which I guess, if you compare this to the Cat's Gaze, which one do you really want, right? I like the damage afterwards, but I still think the Cat's Gaze might be a little bit better than this because you get a consistent ignore defense part. PJ, what are we thinking? Dread Bombs.
I think it's a really good one. The fact that it should be on any extra turn looks good. It's gonna help any mythical nuker. You're gonna be able to get or any mythical nuker's second form. You can just swap over, get the extra turn, so that will trigger that. And then, I mean, I've been really liking the Perch Shadow, which is a epic relic, which is kind of like this, where you just get a chance of getting extra turn. And then, so this is like that, but on steroids, where you're getting the extra turn, but also the ignored defense. And this procs decent amount. And it's pretty nice. I like this one a lot. So, yeah, I think you can use it on any nuker. If they have an extra turn on it, then even better. If they don't have an extra turn, I think it's still viable. Yeah, Cascades might be a little bit better because you're in the consistent ignore defense. But I still think it's a pretty solid relic.
Okay. Chat, I want to ask you guys from a 1 to 5, where do you guys rank this relic? Gessel, what about you? Dread Bombs, what are we thinking?
Yeah, I would love to have it. I think, I first thought, I guess, like mythicals, right? Like they get the extra turn swapping forms, and a lot of them just get extra turns. Like all of them seem to get extra turns, like on abilities. So I think they'd be great on a lot of mythicals. Marius is probably the other one, right? Right now I got Cascades on Marius. It'd be nice to put this on him and move Cascades to someone else. So it would open up some stuff. I think I would love to have it. I think it's very solid. I'd take another Cascades too, for real.
I mean, this basically puts Relentless and it puts in what is it?
Merciless.
Instinct into one thing, right? So it's definitely a strong relic. Jay, what are we thinking?
Yeah, definitely. I feel the same sentiment. There are a lot of non-mythicals that have extra turns built in their kits. Things like Gwendolyn, right? She has a lot of times. Every time she uses a skill, she can go crazy. So it does seem very interesting. It's not something like consistent, right? Because you can't control it unless we're using mythicals. Not everyone has mythicals, but it is a very strong relic. It's one of those things like kind of like Toshiro, right? When you put them in a Relentless set, go at Chimera, you might get an extra like 50 to 100 mil just because of all those extra turns from Relentless. This sounds like something else that you could definitely pop off and get some crazy numbers. What I really think it's going to be crazy is an arena, of course, right? You're just like, are they gonna proc this Dread Bomb? Oh, it procced, I'm dead. Like so, and it doesn't. I don't think does it have an internal cooldown? Because can it keep going? Like, can you just keep popping this?
I think so. Yeah, you can get it chaining 2 or 3 times in a row.
Because that just sounds crazy if you can do that. Because there are some Mikages and other champions in Live Arena who are wearing 400 speed Relentless. Imagine mixing that with this, you're just like, who cares about the ignore defense if I can just constantly like revive, control, like, oh, that's just oof. And so in terms of the meta, this is going to shape up a lot of stuff for nukers and controllers. Overall, it is an insanely powerful relic. 5 out of 5.
Okay. Zero, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm thinking that it's fictional because I've yet to pull a mythical relic, and I don't think anybody's ever going to get one of these. But if you could pretend you could get one in this game, I think it'd be solid. And I think exactly what Jay was saying. Like I read it as you could proc this multiple times, right? So, and it's like, do you put this on a 9-piece Merciless Rhodos with the opportunity to keep going when he does his A1, and then you got this thing in your back pocket, you're already wanting, increased crit damage, and then maybe you get, this ignore defense every time he procs all this stuff. So it's like, you start doing all kinds of crazy procs. It could be crazy.
I put this on my Marius, man. Just continuous loop. And I'm more...
And I think too, it's a good point. What Gestel said, I think you were right. I'd rather have the guaranteed ignore defense, but I think you could, again, this would free this up, put it on Marius, and you're guaranteeing, because you're using this on Marius, right, that you can get that ignore defense,
right,
like on those longer fights multiple times, and then you can put that cat gaze on someone else, right?
Right. So yeah, I think overall I like this. I would say I give it closer to a 4. Because I still don't like not having the guaranteed ignore defense the whole time. I do think the Cat's Gaze is just slightly better because of that. But I do think on extra turns champions like Marius, like Empress, this is going to be very, very powerful. moving on to the Immortal Visage. Once per round, the wearer is revived with 50% HP and 50% turn meter. It books up to 100%. Now, once per round, that basically means you go in, you fight mob 1, you go next, you fight mob 2. Each one of those is considered a round, and on each one of those, you can have your champion revived. It's not going to work for like every time you die or take a turn. This one, it looks very much support and kind of like an, oh shit, you know, my solo champion died or my support died. But it's only going to work one time in Arena, one time in Hydra. It's not going to happen a continuous all the time. I don't like the once per round. I would like to see a cooldown maybe on it, you know, maybe a long cooldown based on Arena or something. But let's go to Gessel. What are you thinking?
I mean, it's kind of like I don't know, kind of like Swift Parry-esque. Like you said, like a over moment, and you can, you know, maybe get saved like by your your reviver gets saved or something. Yeah, I mean, I'm much less thrilled about this one, frankly. I'm sure you can find a spot for it, but I don't know.
I would say a cooldown, kind of like a passive, where
Yeah, like Lydia, maybe like a Lydia.
Yeah.
Like, was it 9 to 7? or
nine
something?
turns, 9 turns books down to 7 turns. I think something like that would work out well, because
Probably
again,
better.
the way I see this and the way I read it is, unless you fully get it booked, you're still running that chance. And we don't really know if, you know, is it per turn. So let's say I nuke the opponent, they all die, and, you know, one champion lives. That champion goes. Do they get like a Sun Wukong a chance to revive after that champion takes a turn, right? Type of situation. Maybe I'm not explaining it the right way, but you've all been in that situation where you nuke everybody, and that Sun Wukong, that's your third turn. He pops back up, and then he nukes the hell out of you. Type of situation, right? Because it basically, if it doesn't proc after you kill them, it's useless. So this is why I would like to see like a cooldown put into it for how many turns are taken. PJ, what are you thinking?
I think it honestly looks pretty good. It's pretty much like a Sun Wukong passive for a relic. I'm not sure really if I understood what you were explaining, but it's going to happen regardless. It's not a percentage of it procking. It's a percentage of how much HP and turn meter you're getting.
Right. Okay. You're right. I misread 50% turn, like a 50% chance.
Yeah.
So I misread that. So
Yeah.
you're right. So it will just be a one-time
Right, per round.
revive per round. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not as useful in like Arena, like you said, because Arena is just one long round, so it's only happened once. But for other content where it's round based, it's gonna happen. It could technically proc each round, like a Faction Wars, Cursed City, stuff like that, where you might be struggling. Yeah, I don't know if I would like a cooldown or not. Maybe like you said, like a Lydia cooldown, 7 to 9 turns for Arena, because it is a mythical. But even without it, I think it is really strong. It's going to be tough to get it fully maxed, but if you can get it fully maxed, it's really, really nice. Even if you don't get it fully maxed, getting that full term or the HP and the
100%.
turn meter, yeah, not full, but yeah, 100%, or depending on however much you get it maxed. Or leveled up, I should say, not max. However much you get it leveled up. Yeah, I like it. I think it's cool. I think you could maybe use it on a nuker. I don't think it has nuking stats, but like you said, it could be like a mini or like a budget Sun Wukong. Like you think you have them dead. Oh shit, this dude just came back with 50% turn meter, 50% health, and he cut in, and I'm dead now. Or definitely could be on a support champion. Yeah, I like it. I think it's a pretty cool one.
And I want to make a comment here because Hardass HH made a great comment on Twitch side. There are a lot of block revive champions, and let's face it, everybody's getting a block revive champion in Empress. So this gets hard countered by Empress. Zero, what are you thinking?
It's hard counted by Raphael too. No. I like it. I think it's cool. And that's the way I look at it. Is they took when I think of one of the best passes in the game is Wukong. He's, in my opinion, he's got one of the best passes in the game. And what I love about this is it kind of gives you that, but it doesn't replace Wukong. Meaning Wukong comes back every 3 turns unless you block revive him, essentially. Where this is a once per round, so it's not going to have the same dramatic effect in Arena. Like we said, Faction Wars is probably where this is going to really shine because of how hard Faction Wars hard is. But yeah, I like it. I think it's cool. And I will say, this is kind of like emergency bailout revive too. Like I would almost see this on your reviver. Actually, you know who this would be awesome on? I just realized, because you get it once. This would be amazing on Marishka, because I would assume her passive triggers and revives your whole team, and then this pulls her back up, which would again revive your whole team when she goes down the second time.
Yep.
So this would be baller on Marishka. Ooh, I have a Marishka.
She's not broken already. Let's make her a little more broken.
This on her. Yep.
Chat, where do you guys rank this between a 1 to 5? Where are we seeing this? Because I'm now starting to warm up to a lot higher than what I was expecting. Jay puts up a 5. Jay, why a 5?
Okay, so it is only once per round, right? And why doesn't it have a cooldown? Because man, champions are going fast, right? We're going especially we're talking about end game, live arena and stuff like that. 400 used to be fast. Now people are going 5, right? And this is before, as we go on further and further in the game, we're going to get more better glyphs, more hard faction wars. We're going to get faster. So imagine you're going 500 speed, or your average speed for nukers and stuff is slowly pushing up, right? My nukers are 320, 330. Imagine when we get to 360, 400 speed nukers. You do not want Immortal Visage on that. Not only does it bring it right from the get-go, it's 50. But when you rank it up, you can get literally 100% health and 100% turn meter. I don't want to see this on Galather. I don't want to see this on Marishka. I don't want to see this on any a Siphi. That just sounds crazy. You take your turn, the moment you kill that champion, you can't even respond because they're going to then get basically their turn. Unless your next champion is literally right next to your same champion. They're just going to go next. So it's basically saying once per turn, revive your champion, instantly get almost a turn, and then get to respond. In a turn-based game, that is crazy because you can't turn off people's relics, right? You can't.
Someone said nice.
Nice. Oh my, don't. Oh my God. Another fucking champion. Sorry, but yeah. See, as you add mythicals, as you add crazy champs, this relic gets more and more crazy. You know how long it takes to kill him? Right, and then you finally kill him and he gets this, and then, dude, no, it's like the same thing with Galatha. That thing pisses me off to finally kill him, and then it's like, oh wait, he had this, the legendary relic that usually people use on him. But yeah, I don't. Oof, this is a cancer one on him, honestly, in my opinion. I don't want to fight people, and we can't even see who has which relic, right? So you might just be like, oh, I'm gonna win the game because I'm gonna use my A3 right here. Oh, they had Immortal Visage, I didn't know, and then boom, the whole library, your whole match is just done because you didn't foresee that they had this relic. Why would they it's like putting res on a Sigfrin or res on a Comitis. How would I know they're gonna build a res nuker and all of a sudden you just lose because they got a res nuker, so it's just that. This relic is scary, man, in my opinion.
I wonder, and chat, what are your thoughts on this, that if since it is round based, round 1, whoever this falls on dies the second time, you go into the next round. Do you guys think that the champion that has this would be revived? Ken, what are your thoughts on this, man?
I totally agree with the Jay. It's a per round. It's totally fair in my opinion, especially for the arena wise, because the correct arena meta in the end game.
Cancer.
I don't want to use that word, but okay, Sigfront, Marichka, Nice, Galateir. You kill them, you need to kill them again because they are coming back. Nice, switching the form, cast an unkillable on himself, If he kills somebody which is evil, he's gonna revive. Like Marichka, if she dies, she will revive the entire team. Galatir cannot get one shot. Tudicea will revive with the unkillable buff 2 turn. And the list goes like that. Like Niamhi actually. Imagine this on the Niamhi. Her passive skill, like whenever you drop her HP, like she's gonna cast block damage. And when you finally killed her somehow, she's come back. So this is extremely strong. Like broken actually. Like even for the once per run. For the arena wise, it's super okay. It's once per round. Like it's already going to do its job. Like how long you are going to be fight against the enemy team like that keep coming back. Like so fight is on the arena is not taking that long time. Like because like especially for the live arena, look fight can be take long time. If the enemy have a nice, if you have a nice too, you guys can cast your counter attack, block damage. Yeah, but only one can be very nice. Like the other one cannot pick him because duplicate not allowed. So it's very strong, man. Like this is probably one of the most broken relics in the game. I mean, it's going to be in the game, so
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like Live Arena is just about to get even more cancerous. Wolf Crack says it's not cancer, it's an STD. It never goes away. All right. Let's move on to Bane of Centranos. Interesting. Whenever the enemy receives a buff, the wearer has a 15% chance of getting the same buff for 2 turns, occurs once per turn, increases up to 30%. So kind of like Uko, who steals it, but you get it and they get it. It's an okay. I can't think of a situation that I would really want this unless it mimics like Hydra. So you can't like damage me. Like if you get Poison Cloud, I get Poison Cloud. I kind of like that idea, but I don't see myself really using this anywhere. PJ, what are we thinking?
Yeah, I'm not too big of a fan. It's like you said, kind of like an Uko passive, which is really annoying. Uko's passive is very, very, very annoying. So good for Ghost second. So does it happen every buff each person gets? It has a chance of stealing it, so it occurs once.
Whenever an enemy
per
receives a
turn.
buff, the wearer has a 15% plus up to 30%.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I would
So
say
they have a
any buff.
Siffy. So they have a Siffy and they buff, then they have a chance of stealing. Each time it goes on a champion, they can steal. They have a chance of stealing it from or receiving it from each. So they have like lots of chances to take it.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. Yeah, go second. I wonder how this would work with like ally protection. If they did ally protection and then you like stole the ally protect or received the ally protection.
No, so
and then...
you don't steal it.
Right, receive
so
it.
You receive it. So
right,
as long as it gets casted, so let's say like a Sifi, or the way I'm understanding this is a Sifi does increase speed, increase defense, and block debuffs. You have a 15% chance, up to a 30% chance per each champion.
Right, that's what I'm thinking.
To get one of those buffs.
Yeah, that's it's really good.
Occurs
actually.
once per turn. Is it
once per your turn?
Once per your turn. So let's say their whole enemy team starts with Siffy. Then do you get a chance to receive all 3 of those buffs from Siffy? And then boom, this is over. And anybody else buffing, this doesn't apply until you take your turn.
Correct. That's the way I'm reading this. So until you take your turn, that's the only thing that you won't be able to get any more buffs from the opponents.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, if you receive a ally protection and they hit you, you could potentially kill the person that put the ally protection. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, definitely go second, Relic. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
You answered that, but are we sure about that? It says whenever an enemy receives a buff, so Stone Skin would be a buff, right?
Yeah,
that is true.
So would that ruin it for the rest of your round?
Turn until you get to turn. Yeah.
So then it sounds like, well,
bolster.
Whenever an enemy
anything that
receives-
put
Feral,
barrel,
I wonder-
any of
I
the
wonder-
gear sets, this would trigger right the
Pinpoint?
rip.
Yeah.
So you take
So
a turn.
that
Chrono
is-
Fage.
ooh. We are going into it now. Damn, that is this just sounds actually way better than I expected it. Even though again, it's a 30% chance. So assuming like everybody basically in arena now, you can pretty much figure out if you're going to have an opponent that goes off Stone Skin. You could essentially have a 30% chance off of each champion to copy a Stone Skin on whoever it is. So
But most of the time you're gonna be running Stone Skin on your champion, and like you're not gonna rely on the 30% chance to steal it
I don't know what the top
what the stats are.
stats are,
Yep.
but
I think what is saying PJ is you take a chance of getting a copy of it, and then it's over until you take your turn.
Right, but I'm saying if you already have Stone Skin, like then it doesn't
Right, but
matter.
It
well,
won't
you're
matter, but
getting-
you'll still
you're
take a
getting
chance of receiving it.
2 turns.
Just
of it, though.
like any buff. Yeah, just like any. Yeah, it would go up to 2 turns. Yeah. Oh,
So
that's
you're getting-
crazy. If someone had a 1 turn and you get a 2-turn version of it.
Exactly. So you're getting 2
Mm.
turns of it. So that changes
That could
things
be
so
different.
much
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. I don't know. It's we'll have to play with it more. I think.
Yeah.
More we're talking about it, I feel like it could be a little bit more interesting.
Yeah. Zero. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I know I've just cut in on everybody. Yeah, I just feel the same way. I just cut in on everybody. It's fine. Yeah, it's interesting. I do think that once per turn, I think it's one of those things like it's written in the book or written on the page. It's like it's going to be weird, right? And we got to play around and see. It's kind of like as you're trying to figure out
Definitely.
when things are happening or how things are happening with people's passives and all this other stuff. I feel like, yeah, like this could go right out the rip. And then if you don't ever get a turn, like this never really applied.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't run the Stone Scan and you get a chance to steal a Stone Scan, then that might change some things. But yeah, I don't know. Weird.
Right. Chat, let me ask you guys, where do you see this between a 1 to 5? Where are you ranking this? Let's go to Jay next.
So definitely this is like an RNG relic, right? It's not gonna be crazy consistent. It is fun, and I think it's gonna be interesting to use it with Lightning Cage, where you can use your opponent's buffs against them and be like, oh, you're buffing up, cool. I'm gonna get your buffs, and I'm gonna protect my new buffs, right? Kind of like a Uko. So, but that's if you're not running sheep, then you would definitely write Lightning Cage with this relic and get more value from their copying their buffs. That is an interesting strategy. It's kind of like they should have called it the mimic of Cintranos because you're kind of mimicking their buffs. But yeah,
I don't know why.
I think it's cool. I think it's fun. I don't think it's going to be crazy meta. Maybe there might be certain champions that can really abuse it, and we'll see more testing of it. But it just seems like something fun to try on the side, and maybe. Who knows? I'm curious. Maybe it could be a crazy thing. Like everyone's gonna start spamming it everywhere. I think it's interesting. Like certain legendary, mythical champions or legendary champions do put like AOE block buffs or like nice, protects himself. Will you be able to take that and be like, oh, you can't kill me now, so you can't revive, right? Like, so there will be some interesting interactions which will be annoying on both sides, but at the same time, it's still RNG, right? You don't want to take a 1 to 3 chance to just like, oh, I didn't get it, I lose. And Stone Skin's already a 1 to 2, and that feels bad, right? Like 50%, you're like, oh, I didn't get the strip, I'm gonna probably get wrecked now. So it is going to be something more fun. I see it more like, maybe in certain champions or interactions will be really strong, but in general, this is something to, test out and have fun with. But I think maybe more PvE will see this more. And, like you were saying, Blazing, like stealing Poison Cloud or something like that. That sounds crazy. But, and then there's some champions that can also spread buffs, right? So maybe there'll be some interesting interactions like that in PvP, but I think overall it's kind of mid. It's kind of like we'll see when it comes out.
A champion that spreads buffs is Loki, and we got him for free. So I think it's gonna be quite interesting. I'm more and more theory crafting right now on how I can make this work, and just the toxicity that we could put into arena is going to be crazy. Gessel, what are you thinking?
Yeah, this is an interesting legendary one. At least you could certainly throw it on any champ in live arena, and it could certainly become excellent, or you don't even know you have it on. So it's interesting. I like it better than a lot of the other legendary ones. So I think it's cool.
Okay. Let me address this. So the way that this is supposed to work is going to be if you don't get a buff, let's say Sifi goes and you don't get a buff from anybody, the next champion that goes and places buffs, you still have that chance to take or copy a buff, right? It just, you can only take a buff one time from the opponents. So it's not like if Sifi goes, then you're done, but right, per turn. And then let's say Kaja goes, and you still have a chance at the same. As long it's just the effect of taking the buff can only happen one time. Let's go to Ken. Ken, what are we thinking here? Is this free to play for you?
I mean, I really like it, to be honest. Like, as a Ghost second player, the real question, like the PJ mentioned, is that going to be receive protected buff as well? Like, if the enemy got a protected buff, if this chance is proc, are we going to get protected as well? Because I mean, on these days, like every Sifi probably, like most of 99% of the Sifi 9-piece protection, most of the like Niam he 9-piece protection. Nice getting protected buff, right? So that would be super cool, actually. If you still the nice unkillable buff or the stuff counter type buff, I believe that can be very strong. Actually, I don't know. It's obviously RNG. It's reminds me like Orb of Transfixion a little bit, the epic relics. When you attack, it's chance of to remove the enemy buff. No, steal it, right? Yeah, it's steal it. I think it was steal it. True, it is. And it's a cool, to be honest. Like, it's very strong legendary. Like Gestan mentioned, like there is like way worse legendary than this in the game currently active. So like X, Harp, stuff like that.
Right. So the one thing I will say is, Plarium, you need to be very clear on, are we able to copy bosses buffs? Because again, the way I read this, imagine taking Poison Cloud or taking Serpent's Will from Hydra, right? You need to make sure that it says cannot take from bosses or whatever. Just be extremely clear with this, right? And Bane and Tranos, I don't know. I think that's a bad name for it. I would go Bane of Faction Wars. I mean, and by the way, I need to throw this out there. I really do.
Do it.
I really
I've seen
do.
it.
I need to throw this out there because I am fucking done, guys. I am done.
Congrats, bro.
That's it. I'm done. Forget Faction Wars. I was sitting in Discord actually with King Copium and Copium King and a couple of the other guys, and I got it done. And dude, I just start screaming, and they're like, "What happened?" I got it done. I'm freaking over. So yeah, Bane of Faction Wars would definitely be the place for which should be the name of this. All right, let's move on to the next legendary one, which is Blades of Akumori. Whenever the ally is attacked by an enemy, the wearer has a 15% chance of placing a provoke debuff on the attacker for one turn. Books all the way up to 30%. It is no cooldown, so this sounds great for Hydra. Other than that, I don't think anywhere else, especially because Arena, and I know Polymorph is not still a big thing, but you could put it on a tank, and that's pretty much about as far as I would go with this. Quickly, let's go through this. Ken, what are we thinking?
I agree with you, man. Like, to be honest, like when we see them first time, I was on the live streaming. Most of the people like that. I really don't understand the point. For me, it looks like you said, Hydra can be nice. Maybe you don't need a provoker anymore if you have these relics. I don't know, provoke debuff, like, who care about it, to be honest? Like, if it is like stun, like freeze debuff, that would be cool. Like, solid CC debuff, but provoke. I mean, like, what you gonna be happen if you provoke the enemy Marius? It's gonna A1 you, Like,
Exactly.
I mean, that's also the thing. Yeah, exactly.
Jay, what are we thinking here?
It does seem interesting. There's Provoke has not really gotten a lot of love. Like hard CC has been everywhere. Um, I think it seems something we are getting a lot more taunt champions lately. So maybe this is a way to slowly kind of get into like taunt loops slash provoke loops. So this seems very interesting for that. But yeah, provoke is just there's only a few champions like Emic Trunkheart who can provoke, who can taunt, and if you attack him, right, you get locked out, and then you can also get provoked. That seems kind of a good cheese mechanic to use. I was using that way back when I wasn't going first. I was going second, and like in Stone Skin, and that was some way that I was able to just keep. I would use Yumeko, reset the Emic, and then Emic would reset everybody else, and I just kept doing that. So this is something that to use for those provoke champions or champions who have passives that want to get attacked. But it's not like something crazy, right? It's just kind of like the previous relic. It's something to try out, maybe for like Hydra, maybe for other things, help out for faction wars, to keep enemies more controlled. But it's just something to have fun or at least to test out with. But maybe we get a champion that can, who knows, permanent taunt, or they get like some sort of crazy passive when they're attacked under provoke champions. They take like no damage or something. Maybe this will be a little bit better. Maybe Angar or something like that. But other than that, it's not that crazy.
Right. And I hear you on the provoke with the taunt loop type of situation, but the only place that was really great was Hydra, and that's pretty much broken now. So I don't know. Zero, what are we thinking?
Yeah, I would love to see this on a champion that I think there's probably better relics to put on champions, but a champion that has some sort of like reflect damage type thing back. So I'm thinking like maybe even like a Embers or something in his form 2, where he can revive himself and he can pump out that damage and kill the person attacking him type thing. Would be a good little slot for something like this. Again, don't know the stats that come with it, so I would hope the accompanying stats of this would complement like an Embers form 2 or something. That's where I'd like to see this. Again, I could care less about Hydra at this point.
Okay. Well, I don't know, because you did put up.
I know.
On a tank
I
week.
know.
You put up, and I'm gonna call you out on this.
Yeah, that's
But
fine. You need to just text me.
You put up 4.9 billion, 4.1 billion on a tank week.
Hey, I was trying to flex.
Yeah. PJ, what about you?
I think it looks kind of interesting, especially for faction wars. I think it'd be kind of cool. The one issue is getting them to reliably hit you to get the provoke. I wonder how this would work with a provoke champion. You might think that's kind of redundant, but it kind of help you get back to your cooldown faster if you provoke them, and then when they hit you, then they get provoked again. To help you cycle back around quicker could be kind of nice, because a lot of times you don't have your, like, you need to keep them provoked or stunned and you don't have your abilities ready. So that extra the chance of keeping them provoked could be nice. Definitely not insane. Kind of like what you guys said. It's not a super hard CC where they're not doing anything. It's not like a stun or a freeze where they can't A1. If it's in like arena and there's a lot of strong A1s out there, they could still wreck you. Like a Marius, he doesn't care if it's an A1. He's still gonna smack you. But I think for faction wars, it could be kind of useful. Especially, it could be kind of cool with the provoker to kind of keep that provoke. And then I think definitely what Jay said with the taunt loop could be cool. Maybe with Packmaster, something like that could be interesting.
Ooh, Packmaster might not be a bad idea, because then he gets a counterattack from the puppy. That's not bad. Gessel, what are we thinking?
Yeah, this is definitely not my favorite one. But you guys have already come up with some good instances where it could be used, so it's more than what I was able to think of while we were here looking at it. So I'm sure you could probably find someone to put it on and maybe get a little bit of good use out of. I think probably counter attack champ sounds the most interesting, at least in terms of live arena. Either coming back with Embry, a big A1, or anyone else that might have a big A1. But
I just got an idea. What about a Taurus Marichka, and you put this on Marichka, and Tarash just keeps A2ing?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
That's
not bad.
That's an idea.
Yeah.
Alaz,
that's probably For live arena, that's a good scenario for sure.
Yeah.
The other thing is a lot of these are based like we judge them off of like the stats, and like it's kind of hard not knowing what stats we're getting.
Right. That's true.
That's true. Yeah.
Another one I was thinking of was Drextar Blood Twin, because he's got a provoke. We're talking about provoke on provokers, but then his passive does the HP burn, so like that'd be kind of cool.
I
was thinking like Carnage, who doesn't he steal buffs on his A1? And he's got a 50% chance of counterattacking when he gets attacked or something like that. So that's what I was thinking, but I don't know. I was just reaching for something.
The Exiles of Crown, where receives 1% less damage for each buff on them, goes an extra debuff. Sorry, for debuff on them. Goes up to an extra 3%, right? No, sorry. Books up to a total of 5%. My math is horrible. I'm okay. Hydra, Clan Boss. I mean, most of us are bringing block debuffs and cleanses in. We're not hoping that we're gonna get a lot of debuffs on us. So I don't know. I'm not too excited about this. Let's start off with Gestel first.
Yeah, I hate stuff where you need to have like a negative, like something negative for it to proc. Like, so you got to have debuffs for this to be good. I typically don't like anything in the game where for in order to work you got to have something negative. So I don't particularly like it.
Okay, PJ, chicken, or are you gonna use it?
Yeah, leaning towards chicken at the moment. Kind of like what Gestel said. It's kind of stinky that it is dependent on having debuffs on you, which is just like normal. Just get some damage reduction. I'm sure in the right circumstance it could be useful just to keep you alive a little bit longer. It's an epic, but yeah, I think there's definitely better epic relics out there.
I mean, you could pair it with a Gerp Tuck and maybe, but yeah, I don't know. Zero, what are we thinking? Chicken or?
Well, I look at it a little bit differently. Well, because now we have like the Arachnid Elixir and stuff like that in the game, and it just says 1% less damage, books up to what is that, 2 or 3 or 5?
5%.
But again, that's for each debuff on them. So think of those poisoners, and they are bringing all that extra damage. So maybe this is, and again, the percentage is so small, it's not probably going to help you all that much, to be honest. But you know, if you get 4 or 5 poisons on you and some stuff like that, you can start reducing some of that damage. For each debuff on the so if you got 4 poisons, and this is 3.5% times 4 poisons, you start kind of countering that. The other thing I was looking at is I paired after the Norog buff. I went all in on the Norog, and I was pairing him with Pytheon. So I was doing the synergy with the passives to, for every buff on you, reduce that damage. And then, of course, you got Python that can cleanse and put the block buffs out. So this might be like one of those things. And I also put him in a 2-piece Defiance set. So I got Norog out there tanking all the damage for my team. And something like this could just help counteract those poison stuff and at least give Pytheon a chance to go. So I don't know. I'd play around with it. But if it doesn't work the way I'm dreaming it might work, then it's chicken.
Okay. I want to echo something Modern Thinker just brought it up in chat, and I know a lot of us have mentioned it. We really need a way to see what relics people have on them. I know you want to keep the secrecy for the RNG and the sacrifice, the aggravation it causes. But Plarium, look at me. Just look at me. I have no hair. So there's nothing for me left to pull out, and I'm not going to pull out my beard. So please, just put that in. I think that's about the nicest way I could say this. Ken, what are we thinking about this, man? Is it going to be a chicken?
It's gonna be chicken, man, because like damage reduction we are getting from it is not worth it, and the amount of the debuff. I mean, what do you expect if you have a champion under debuff, like loss of the debuff? What do you expect? Like this champion gonna be able, like let's say he's under block buff, decrease speed, weaken, decrease defense. I don't know, true fear debuff. I mean, he's the dead already, right? Like he's not gonna see tomorrow anyway. This damage reduction is not going to help him. So
Okay.
it has to be like 99% damage reduction to make it useful, in my opinion, or maybe 90%. Yeah, very chicken. It's a chicken. This is very bad.
I wouldn't go.
I don't want to spend money and then craft that thing. That will be bad. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't go as far as like
Yeah.
95% unless it was like a one turn per rounder type of situation, because I think that would make it too strong. But
Yeah, but
Metro
you are
here-
going to receive, like, for example, you can also receive like decreased defense debuff, right? That's going to make you super vulnerable. Like it's one of the
Yes.
strongest debuff in the game. So you need some damage reduction against this. Otherwise, who's going to use it, right? It doesn't make sense. So
Right. And I'm reading chat here. Metro over on the YouTube side makes a good point. Like Amius, right? When you go into Form 2 and you still have buffs on your champion, you're like, oh shit, this could be a situation where you use it. I think that might not be a bad idea. Jay, what are we thinking?
This is I guess I'm on the other side of this, but when I see this, I go, damn, this is strong for an epic. Now, as an endgame players, right? We have 9-piece protection. We have 9-piece, stone skins. We have 9-piece ferals, right? Because we do siege. When you look at this is actually really strong. Now we know there's like 7 other bosses, or who knows, maybe more, coming into raid. There might be some bosses who will finally put basically unblockable or unresistible like poisons or debuffs. This might help us as end game players, right, to deal with that, because you're like, damn, I can't cleanse this. I might not have a strip. Maybe you have to place a buff to counter it. So like, let's say they bring decreased defense or weaken, you have to bring the opposite buff to counter it, right? So like, if you do that, maybe there's a mechanic like that. But when I see this, I think of early to mid game. Think of like Venomage, Geomancers, things like that, right? When you bring other champions that have these passives that reduce damage for everybody, you start putting this relic, you can start maximizing how much you actually can take in raid. And I think with this relic, you can actually get pretty crazy. Now, you named one champion, Gerptuk, right? Gerptuk can give you damage on top of putting those poisons on you. So you can purposely, use Gerptuk's passive in E3, put some poisons on you to get tons of damage increase. But with this relic, you're going to take less from the enemy. Now, as endgame players, we don't have to worry about dying unless it's Chimera or maybe like Nightmare Hydra or maybe like Amius or Soul Cross. Maybe even hard faction wars like stage maybe 15 to 21. That's where it really gets really hard, right? The enemies hit hard, really strong stats. When you think of this, you might think not that crazy. But for the most of the community, when you look at this relic, it's actually insane, right? It stops you from like basically taking a certain amount of damage. And if you start bringing people's passives like Duchess, like Venomage's like heal reduction when you're under that, you take less damage. That started stacking up. I wonder if someone's eventually going to come up with a team that literally takes 0 damage, right? With all these passives and stuff on. That might be very, very cool. So when I look at this relic, I don't think it's just pure garbage. I think it's going to require testing, and it's nice. Also, 9-piece Gerptuk and Feral, you can start getting 20% extra damage, and then another 30%. So that's 50% increased damage just from one champion. That is pretty crazy. And then you can also give your other champions, if you're not using other relics, clearly, right? You can use this so they take less. But that is pretty nuts. So, yeah, good shout out on their blazing on Gerptuk, because that seems nuts. But mostly endgame players are the ones who use Gerptuk, let's be honest, right? To do maximum damage. So, most early mid-game players. This is mainly, for all the new players, all the mid to late game, that's what it's for, right? So you don't die. Especially like Amius or other things that are hardcore, that's where you're going to use this on. But I actually want to come up with some teams to see if I can like take no damage at all. Like, can Clan Boss actually, how many turns can you take like minimal damage, right? That'd be interesting.
Okay. Lirithel here on the Twitch side says it could be useful on champions that go up for Bommel. I like that. A champion that I might consider this on would also be a Cult Brawler, right? Because he brings up a lot of his own debuffs. All right, let's move into the next epic relic, and we got about 15 minutes here, so let's try to keep our answers a little sweeter and shorter. Whenever the wearer heals an ally with an active skill, has a 10% chance to decrease the cooldown of one of the wearer's skills by 1 turn, occurs once per turn, books up to 5, 8? That's a weird number, 15%. So 25% chance I like this, kind of like a Godseeker and Neri, when you revive them type of situation, and Korra type of thing. I think as an epic relic, it looks good. PJ?
I agree. I think it looks very solid for an epic relic. Whenever the wearer heals an ally with an active skill, has a 10-20% chance to increase equivalent of one of the wearer's skills. Yeah, helps you get around to your moves faster, your revive or your healing faster, depending on what type of move it is. But yeah, it's kind of like a mini relentless, but just for if you do healing. Yeah, I like it. I think it's a good one.
Okay. Gessel?
Yeah, for Epic, looks pretty solid. Not sure if I will ever use it, but as Jay says, like for most of the community, I guess I get a little jaded, but for most of the community, this is probably pretty solid, right?
Right.
Anything to get a skill back quicker. So I'd say pretty solid.
Okay. Definitely useful for a Tuhana Rock or a what's the other one? Doom Priest, right? Zero, what are you thinking?
Is active skill also considered an A1?
Uh
So like
I-
Tytheon, because his A2 heals, but then his A1 constantly heals. But that's a skill that you're activating. I don't know if that works or not.
A1 is a default skill.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not counted as active skill. Okay, then that
Right.
makes it
So it would be the A2, the
crappier.
A3, or the passive.
Yeah. Okay.
Do passives count for active skills?
They have to have an active effect for them to be an active skill. But if it's just passive, I don't think it'll work.
Yeah.
So like a Doom Priest won't work with this?
No,
I don't think
I
so.
don't
No,
think so.
not
Yeah,
the way
that's
it's
what I was
worded.
thinking too.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so it makes it a little. Yeah, it makes it a little harder to use. So, like, I don't know if you find a good champion that's got an A2 and an A3 that also heal, then you have an opportunity for it to trigger twice. But yeah, so not as
Okay.
good on paper because it's active skill, but I like it. It's might as well.
Okay. Jay, what about you?
This is a decent, relic. Nothing too crazy. I think of champions like Wide-Dried Nia. She has the ability to reset other people and heal them. This would be good to put this on her so she can actually get back to the A2 to keep resetting other people and healing them as well. So I think she's a really good shout out for this relic. And it kind of looks like a Sylvan Watcher helmet, kind of. So I think that's what's really good. It's very niche. It's very niche. It's very early to mid game, but you can definitely see it late game and end game on certain champions. But I think Wide Dry Nia is the first thing that came to mind when I saw this.
Okay. I'm thinking Painkeeper because the A2 heals too, right? Cooldown reduction. Ken, what about you?
I wonder this is going to work with Sufrion. His A2 skill is the activated HP burn, but his passive skill when he activates HP burn heal. So that will be very strong on the Sufrion actually if it is going to
Probably
work. On
not because it's his passive doing the healing.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
because
from the
Yeah.
active skill.
Yeah.
That's good. Good
Still
call
very
out.
strong. Yeah, it's still very strong relics. So like Sufrion obviously like for the arena wise he's probably going to use like burn relics, but solo content, like I'm using Sufrion a lot actually. It can be help him to reduce the cooldown. That will be very, very sick actually. You can like keep burn, And yeah, it's still strong for the epic though.
Okay. All right, let's move on to Frostbond's Cocoon. Where is healed by 2% of their max HP when using their default skill, books up to a total of 6, right? Yeah. No, 8. Sorry, 8% of their max HP when using their default skill. Campaign farmer, maybe, right? Like an automatic type of leech or lifesteal set. Not, I'm gonna go ahead and say automatically just going into a chicken. But PJ,
I think it's pretty good for a rare. It's getting some decent amount of healing. It's off of their max HP, which is pretty good. There's definitely better healing relics, but it's nice that it's not like if it drops below 50% or anything. It's just anytime they A1, it'll heal them. Yeah, definitely. I think it's gonna be more of a early mid game. Could help out a lot. Probably not for the late game, end game. But I think it's useful. I think it's pretty solid.
okay. A chat's saying, solo content for dungeons, like a Bad Alcazar, could be useful for this. Gessel, what about you?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad for a rare for sure. Anytime you're using your A1, get a bit of a heal, I'd say could certainly come in handy. Yeah, early mid game for sure.
Okay.
Maybe some funky, yeah, I don't know, some funky farming team where you need a little extra healing or something.
Okay. Zero, what about you?
Put it on my Python. He's already casting heals.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, he's doing heals, and so just it'll heal him too. It help, keep the support champion alive.
All right. Jay, what about yourself?
Yeah, I think it's perfect for this is like the golden elixir for solo farmers, who wear regeneration, immortals. These are good for people like Ludix Artur or Pytheon, people or Cardials that heal other people, but they need to heal themselves so they don't die, so they can keep healing people. This is a good early game relic when you don't have a golden elixir.
Okay. And Ken, what about you?
This is very strong for not strong, like decent for the rare, especially like early game. We also need to think about early game. Like we know how strong the lifesteal set on the early game, and if you also give this to your lifesteal champion, boom, extra heal, definitely going to help you to keep your champion alive. So very strong.
Okay.
Be really good on Argaz, because he is an HP based champion and he heals everybody up to 50% with his A1. So this will just help him stay in the fight longer to keep your whole team up.
Okay. And then last but not least, Pyros Malos. I think this one should be one that every champion, when you start off, should be one of those things that you get, where it deals 2% more damage if an allies are alive. Doesn't work if there are no allies on the team, right? I think this is great for a campaign farmer, especially if you've got that 2-to-1 speed ratio going before the opponent. You could definitely use it in a couple of other areas in the game. Books up to an 8%. The only bad part about it is if they're dead, you get nothing out of it, right? PJ, what are we thinking here?
Yeah, kind of a bittersweet one. Like you said, I think it's really good early on, but it's also kind of tough because if your teammate dies, then it doesn't work. If you can go 2-to-1 in the campaign, it'd be great, but a lot of times it's gonna be tough. They're probably gonna hit you. Your food's probably gonna die. It's just gonna probably be your campaign farmer soloing it, and then it's not going to really do much. But you could get that 2-to-1 where they're not taking any turns and you can just kill them before. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I like it. It's a good rare, especially for like new accounts. Yeah, early game. I think everyone should be putting this on their nuker campaign farmer.
Okay. Let's go to Jay next.
Yeah, it's perfect for campaign farming, for Minotaur farming. It'll help you like get super fast runs if you can one shot right each round. Since you're going to be going first in front of the chicken, the chicken should have no gear, so it allowed to be able to do that. I think it's going to be good too for arena if you're going first. If you're not going first, you definitely don't want this. It's really early to mid game. Or it could help out maybe even late if you're trying to get like a 15-20 second Minotaur farm. This will help you because when you get to late to end, you want to use better things, better relics that are better than this. So yeah, it's meant for people who are new to the game basically.
Okay. Zero.
Yeah, I just don't know why they worded it this way. The way I read it is if one of your allies dies, it doesn't work. I don't know why they say it doesn't work if there are no allies in the battle.
I think yeah. I think
that's
you're
just
right.
for
Like solo
farming.
farming or something.
Yeah, solo farmers.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't. Okay. See, there you go. So yeah. So if okay, I see what you're saying. Like if you just took a single player in, no food or nothing, then it wouldn't work.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
Gessel, what about you?
Yeah, another solid rare, I suppose. Right, early mid game would definitely benefit from this. If you could pull a couple of these and get them on a couple of your damage dealers, I'd see it working out pretty well.
Unkillable clan boss teams. That's another one.
there you go.
Ken, what about you?
Like you mentioned, a campaign farmer on the early game, it can help you to build his damage because he's going to be mostly like one shot the wave, right? So ally going to be alive. Seer actually can be good again on the early game. If you are Seer struggle to one shot the enemies, she can deal more damage, so it can help. Very strong again for the rare. Early game wise.
Well, we're gonna test out a lot of these. I'm sure a lot of us are gonna buy this pass. The one thing I do want to tell Plarium is, since we removed the gear cost and the scrolls for gear costs, how about we get some scrolls? Get ready for removing the relics in the new Forge Pass. Base mode. Base. Don't put it, I mean, you could put it in the other ones, but in the base one, you should at least give us a couple of scrolls to take it off. Or just significantly increase the amount of Stardust. That said, we talked about gear cost removal. Week 1, no gear cost removal. How have our accounts developed, or are we enjoying playing Raid more for this this first week? Let's go Ken first. Yeah.
I mean, it's been 1 week, right? Almost, probably more than that, I think. And there is still like people randomly is up here on my chat. They are like, "Oh man, I'm so happy. It's not costing silver anymore. Swapping gear, like randomly, like they still talking about it." And I'm like, "I know, right? It's like a dream." And I cannot believe it took them 6 freaking years, man. And the day was protecting them, like it's gonna be like a break the game balance, the game not gonna be balanced. We need like like they was making a stupid excuses. Yeah, I'm so happy, man. Like we don't have to worry about this thing anymore. I wish they released it when they released the Artifact more, Like man, I spent like over 200 million silver on Artifact for the like rebuild every day, stuff like that. But what can we do? Better late than sorry, I guess, right?
That's true. Are you enjoying playing the game more now with
of course,
testing out new champions? Okay. Chat, what about you guys? Are you enjoying playing Raid a lot more now that you don't have to pay for gear removal? Are you building more champions? PJ, what about you?
I'm not sure about you guys, but the game sucks for me now. It's just up in smokes. I can't play. No, yeah, it's amazing. It's one of the best things I've ever did. I am so happy. Yeah, like kind of like what Ken said. People are still coming in and saying, "I can't believe this happened. This is the best thing ever." And like you said, yeah, I've been trying out things. I've been progressing a little bit in hard faction wars with the free gear swapping. It's just made the game actually playable and feel like you can actually like a game. Before, I felt like you had all these restrictions and you were tied down. You couldn't really do what you wanted to do, and it feels like all that's been lifted, and you can actually finally start to play Raid Shadow Legends as it was intended to play. Because as a big spender in a whale, like, yeah, you have all this crazy silver and resources, like you can do what you want when you want, kind of. But if you're not that, you're very restricted, and it just feels like a lot of that has been lifted off, and I'm loving it.
Okay. Gessel, what about you?
Yeah, obviously loving it. It's saving me a ton. I have like basically one merciless set that
ordinarily, and you catch yourself buying them. Jay, what about you?
I am happy that Raid has finally caught up to the normality of mobile games, because every other game that I play right now, and I play 5, has had gear removal since day 1. So finally, Raid after 6 years finally is caught up to every other game. So I am very happy that they have it, because of course it helps in terms of building characters when I do account takeovers. But am I like super like shocked, like crazy? No, because I'm just like, oh, we're finally there. Raid is finally getting to where it should have been, because all these other games are doing it, right? Now, will we get free relic removals? Will we get other stuff? Who knows? We have to wait, right? Will we get friendly battles? Will we get everything else? We need that because other games have that. Can Live Arena be 24 hours, please? Hopefully, it will come soon, right? So,
all right. Zero, what about you? Are you finding yourself playing more, enjoying the game more now that there's
No,
gear
but
costs?
that's just a me issue though, just with life currently. And I think the biggest thing is I never really took advantage of like global presets and stuff. Like, so I need to go to school and learn about creating these crazy global presets, and then taking the time to move them to the champions for like faction wars. I guess I was mentioning and stuff like that too. So I just need to take the time to do that, and I haven't done that. And I know that that's going to be I got to sell a bunch of stuff, and I have to uh, basically rip gear off of all my other champions to build these mega awesome sets, and that just mountain of work that needs to be done. I've just been pushing it down. I've been kicking that can down the road, but I know that's what I need to do, and my experience will be better once I get there. So I'm not there yet.
Sounds like you need to
I
talk
think I go ahead.
I was gonna say, sounds like you need to talk to somebody about an account takeover because you just got no time.
Yeah, well, that, and I think the other thing is, and if Plarium's listening to this, I would love to see put the old gear set back on the champion, or a chance like that's the next thing that needs to happen if we were talking about like future feature enhancements.
Revert to
Because that's
gear
the other
back,
thing
yeah.
is I don't want to be also caught up in the moment and being like, oh, I got to remember where all this crap went. And
Well,
or I
you-
need to
you just-
catalog my 300 champions with presets. I'm like, I don't
you
have
have-
time to do that.
Well, I mean, I hope you're not building 300 champions with presets, but like for me, I've got my main presets here that I use on everybody, and I just move them back and forth on whoever I need to.
Yeah.
But
So you're gonna do a takeover for me? Cool. Thanks, Blazin. I appreciate the help.
yeah. All right. And we're going to try to wrap it up real quick here with the buff to Chrono Fage. Now, we're just going to highlight what they're changing. So one piece will now give you 20 resistance instead of 10 HP. A 2-piece set is now going to give you 10 speed instead of the 40 resistance. A 3-piece set is going to give you 20 resistance instead of 5 speed. The 4-piece set stays the same. 10-piece set now gives you an extra 10 speed. The 6-piece set stays the same. 7-piece set gives you 20 resistance instead of 40 resistance. And then the 8-piece set gives you 12 speed instead of 5 speed. And then the 9-piece stays the same. And they did change a couple of things on the way that the set works. The immutable buff block will attempt increase a skill cooldown on a champion. A champion cannot receive multiple attacks, immutable buffs. Each immutable stack will negate a single attempt of an increased skill cooldown. So that basically means if Warlord is using his A3 and locking you out, that counts as one effect. It does not count as all 3 stacks. All right, so now that we've gone through that, what are we thinking? Are we happy? Not happy? Are we going to start farming this set? PJ.
Happy and not happy. So kind of mixed feelings. I was kind of liking that it wasn't that good because I didn't have to farm the event dungeon and I could just chill for a little bit. But now that it's better, I feel like I should start farming it. Yeah, it's a lot better. I don't know what they thought they were doing when they first released this. It was a terrible set. They honestly have no idea about their game. It's kind of sad. They show it to us every single week how little they know. But yeah, it was a terrible set. No one was farming it. I was actually kind of surprised how fast they changed it, but that just must be how bad the analytics are on their end, that they're like, holy shit, this is really bad. No one's farming it. Like, we got to change it now. So it's a lot better. The 4-piece, now you can do 4-piece, this 4-piece stone skin, where before you had to do the 6-piece for it to be usable, so you couldn't really pair with anything. And yeah, I think it's overall a way better set. I know we're ending here shortly on much time, but yeah, we could talk about this for a while. But yeah, I think it's a lot better. I'm gonna start farming it now. Good job, I guess, Polarium.
Okay. Guessel, you're going to dump 100k energy into farming this?
No, but it's definitely way better. I feel like they were kind of listening to us last week, maybe a little bit, with some of those changes. But maybe not just us. I'm sure a lot of feedback all around, but yeah, it's definitely way better. Definitely way better. I still haven't touched it. I was all about getting Donatello. I'll probably jump in there for a little bit now and this week build a team and and probably start farming it. But way better. I'm glad. I'm kind of like PJ, right? It's mixed. Like it was nice not even dealing with it, but now
Right.
I gotta kind of deal with it.
Right. Zero, what about you?
Best part about this is they realized they screwed up and they fixed the problem quickly. That's the
true.
best part.
That's true.
That's honestly the best part about this. I don't necessarily care about the set itself, but good job, Plarium.
Okay.
Fixing it quickly.
Jay, what about you?
I actually pre-farmed and pushed to 30 because I knew they were going to rebalance it because the original was not that good. So I'm happy they did. And so I took my risk there. And number 2, this is going to be crazy because at pinpoint on most builds, you usually put 2 or 3. This is going to be good for your resist support champs. They don't want accuracy. They want res and speed. So this is going to be just basically another pinpoint for your supports. And that's very important because you do want res and speed on all your champs. So it is good. I'm definitely going to be farming this.
Okay. And last but not least, our resist main, Mr. Final Campachi. What are we thinking, bro?
I mean, resist main can use that as an offset because if you have a high resistance, you don't have to worry about the enemy lockout attempt. So you can resist that as well.
Though? What about the Crixia?
Well, that's not going to work against the Crixia.
Yes, it is.
No, she's going to remove the buff.
No.
Yeah, how is that going to work? Is it going to be like pinpoint?
She's going to remove the buff. Read it. Read the Crixia skill.
Like, will this not work against Fabian either? Because Fabian will.
It's going to be work against Fabian because Fabian is decreasing duration of the buff.
Right.
Chrono Fage can be. I mean, Chrono Fage. Not. I mean, if you open the Chrono Fage description, it say like it's going to be protect you. I mean, you cannot decrease the Chrono Fage duration. Yeah, it's saying something like that, but it doesn't say anything about cannot be removed or to steal it. Which is the Crixia can do that. Crixia is not decreasing duration.
Yeah, because someone brought that up into my chat about Fabian. I was like, that is a great point. I didn't think about
This
Fabian.
is direct Fabian nerf, but the Crixia buff at the same time.
Okay. Interesting. I thought that this was going to kind of counter Crixia as well too, not just Fabian. But
I was thinking the same, but we talk about that on the chat, so maybe I can give you quick.
Can you steal intercept? Is it going to be the same thing as intercept?
You can steal intercept, I believe.
No, you can't steal intercept. I'm trying to see here real quick where can I find it?
Because it might be similar to that. Did they not put in the game yet? Should be.
I hope it is. Is this? It's no. That's immutable. No, it's not
Mutable. That is. Or immutable is Chrono Fage.
Immutable. Yeah. So the immutable buff will reduce the effectiveness skill downs attempt to increase the skill's cooldown. The champion can receive multiple stacks. Each immutable stack will reduce the effectiveness to increase the skill. For instance,
this is the old version, by the way.
Right.
And
but
that third paragraph.
Read the last. Yeah,
no...
the second part. No, the second part. The immutable buff has no duration.
A champion
second
can
paragraph.
receive this one.
Or third paragraph?
Third paragraph.
Right there.
The immutable buff has no duration and therefore cannot have its duration increased or decreased. The immutable buff cannot be spread to an ally. So the way I read it, though,
Fabian cannot decrease the duration.
Right.
But Crixia can remove it.
Is removing it decreasing the
Crixia
duration?
attacks all enemies, removes all debuffs from all allies, also
And the places Chronicle.
Okay.
Lightning Cage can be Proco Beastly, but yes, still.
Okay. So maybe we'll
notice it doesn't say then, it says also. So I don't know if one happens before the other, though.
Yeah. Well, we'll test it out. We'll figure it out. In the meantime, maybe because this is supposed to all go live, I believe, tomorrow. For us. So I'm hoping.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Still very strong. I mean, good changes. Because previously, if you want to be resist the enemy lockout at them, I mean, not resist like block them, you cannot use the stone skin on your champion, right? Because you need to be at least like two immutable stack, right? Right now, even one immutable stack going to be fully protect you. So, which means you can use the 4-piece of this set. What was this set name? Chrono Fage, my bad. Yeah. And the 4-piece stone skin for the Go second team. Because like if you don't have a stone skin set, they can just kill you. Like they don't need to look at you, they can just kill you. They are naked standing here, right? So it makes sense now. You can make this combo like that, especially for no resist champion, actually support champion. I will recommend it that high HP, high speed support champion can be used it, because again, like if you have a high resistance beside the Crixia, you can already resist them, you know. So or like obviously enemies still can use like increase accuracy buff, stuff like that. There is lots of criteria, but in general, good changes. Worth to farm now. I mean, I don't know. Special like we need to be clarification this Crixie part, because if Crixie still counterattack that set, value of this set is literally like Fabian nerf. That's it, like literally Fabian nerf. Not, I don't know.
Well, Fabian, and you do have a couple of what's the epic there?
Warlord.
Well, yeah, there's Warlord.
Yumeko.
So Yumeko, yep. Oh, Yumeko. I like that. I like a nerf to Yumeko. They won't nerf her passive to, you know, nerf reset herself, but they will nerf her and not letting you lock out. That makes a lot of sense. All right. We've talked a lot here. We've gone a little bit over what our usual time frame is, but we did have a lot to discuss. Let's start out with Ken. Where can people find you?
Final Kenpachi, both YouTube and the Twitch. We are going live every single day, guys, at the Columbus Reset. Thank you.
Awesome. Jay, where can people come and find you?
On Twitch and YouTube under one name, JRStar3.
Awesome. Sleepy Zero, where can people come and find you?
Zero Brew on the Twitches and the YouTubes is we are live Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Central Time.
Awesome. Gessel, where can people come and find you?
Thank you, Gestel Gaming on Twitch and on YouTube's.
Awesome. And PJ, where can people come and find you?
MXPJE on Twitch and YouTube. Stream pretty much every single weekday, 2 times a day as much as possible.
Awesome. We're going to start out with shoutouts, and I'm going to go to the secret Plarium Plarium employee first. Mr. Final Kenpachi, what you got for a shout out for me, bro?
Why,
Damn.
bro? I'm not even spending money, but I have a 2 mythical relic. Oh.
Ban him.
I like the shutout. I mean, it's not shutout, but it's like call out. Like one of our friends, we didn't see any message or like anything from him on the last 5 day. I hope everything good for him. Potato Jack, like he just disappeared, didn't say anything. Like last time he logged in the game was 5 days ago. Anybody know him in real life? Please contact me on the Discord, guys. DM me if possible, because I start a little bit worrying about it. I hope everything is okay. He just like vacation, you know, but why he didn't tell us? So I hope everything okay.
We'll pay whatever the ransom is. Just please tell us where he is. Jay, what you got for a shout out for me?
I want to share the birthdayers for this week. So shout out to Zero and to YST for your birthdays.
Awesome.
Oh, awesome.
Zero, what
And
you
Michael
got for a shout out?
Jackson.
Yeah, I'm going to shout out my boy, Chef Steve 330. He's an amazing partner streamer on Twitch, but he is a member of his stream team, and we do the Good Cause Crusaders, and we do a bunch of charity work. Him alone over the last like 3 or 4 years has raised over $100,000 for charities. And he recently, him and his partner worked, business partner, created an Italian food truck down in the Houston area. And they were leaving a job, and a drunk driver was driving on the wrong side of the road, and they got pushed into a construction concrete barrier, and it totaled their food truck. And as a starting business, they didn't have the opportunity to get like commercial insurance and stuff like that, because they really couldn't afford it. And so, unfortunately, they and it hit other people, so they're not really getting a payout. So they've had to pivot their business strategy recently. But he has done just an amazing person. I put the link in chat, and he's done so much for charity to help kids with cancer and all kinds of stuff. And he's just a giving human being, awesome streamer, really good time. And so just give him some love. I know it's outside the little raid community here, but he does so much for others, so he deserves a shout out. So
awesome. PJ, what you got for a shout out for me?
All right, we're giving a shout out to Blue and P Phoenix. They're a streaming couple. They're awesome. Good vibes over there. They play Raid. They do live, like they all the stuff. They like live arena, PvP, PvE. Just great vibes over there. Really chill. Check them out. Don't follow you guys out already.
Awesome. Gesso, what about you?
I can shout out my man Bront Cat Herder. He isn't doing as much streaming these days with the new job, but he's still throwing out those videos on the YouTube. So go over there on the YouTubes, give a follow. Great dude.
Awesome. And last but not least, I'm gonna shout out our boy, Mr. Grim Reaper, which we are gonna raid out to him. Make sure when we go,
Birthday.
happy birthday. That's it. Happy birthday. We gotta wish him a happy birthday. Guys, it has been a wonderful Sunday afternoon. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for hanging out with us. We got so many things to talk about in the future with Plarium, what they've been doing, what they should be doing, and what we expect. As always, much love, much appreciation. Be